Dungeness crabs support the largest fishery off the United States West Coast, with commercial and recreational catch worth hundreds of millions of dollars each year. This species is sensitive to water quality, and human carbon emissions are rapidly increasing ocean temperatures and the prevalence of corrosive water while decreasing oxygen levels. On the Olympic Peninsula in Washington state, coastal communities are concerned for the future.
I think that the ocean is the world to us, spiritually.
We rely on the ocean to feed our families and put food on our table.
The grounds here in front of Tohola and within our treaty area happen to be some of the better Dungeness crab grounds in the world. The tribe has been able to really have that great opportunity to get their treaty right out there now and fish those crab. It's rare to find a quinault gathering that doesn't involve a lot of crab.
I've been and I will remain a subsistence treaty fisherman because the ocean provides for my family.
That's what most quinaults aspire to be at an early age. It's not to be a doctor or a teacher or NBA player. They want to be a fisherman.
Having a good job, obviously that's important, but what we do and how we exist is basically we share seafood with our community because it's like emotional currency. Basically it connects us and feeds us and reinforces our ties.
We need crab. Our bodies know when we need that crab. And it was a bountiful catch when I was young. So our Dungeness crab seems like the season is getting shorter and it's getting harder and harder to find.
When I eat seafood, my body loves it. My body feels so good eating the foods that we ate when I was growing up. And we had nothing but seafood. We had clams, we had crab, we had fish. We had everything. We don't get it as often. I think nowadays it's a big treat just to get something that's from the sea.
What's going on with our ocean out there? So I really depend on our scientists are out there to let us know, because all of our cultural resources are important to all of us.
Climate change is a reality. More needs to be done to curtail greenhouse gas emissions because the tribe is feeling it every day.
Ocean change is upon us, that's for sure. We're seeing increased numbers of what we would call extreme events.
Washington's Olympic coast is experiencing record-setting marine heat waves, corrosive waters from ocean acidification, and oxygen loss called hypoxia that can suffocate marine life. These stresses will get worse and happen more frequently as carbon dioxide levels continue to rise.
So my lab focuses on trying to understand the sensitivity of Dungeness crab to these changes in ocean chemistry. So we've done experiments looking at what happens when you change the chemistry to mimic the kind of conditions that we expect to see in the near future on the larval stages and on the juvenile stages, that they often tend to have lower survival or slower growth rates or lower developmental rates. And data are just starting to kind of come in from the field looking at the relationship between the changes in ocean chemistry that we observed and the sort of growth and survival of these species.
Information we have about Dungeness crab populations on the coast is really limited. That's something we'd really like to see change. And one way we're starting to do that is through the light trapping network, in coordination with our tribal co-managers on the coast. The light turns on overnight, and Dungeness crab larvae, as well as other larvae from other species, are attracted to the light.
Yeah, like this is a megalope. You can see that they're kind of starting to form their claws and their legs.
In the northern part of the coast, we've been seeing declines in Dungeness crab over the last basically 15 years. We have a window into that now due to a lot of the work of our tribal co-managers that then can actually diagnose what ocean conditions are tied to those declines.
We have assets that are on behalf of the tribe that the tribe owns and has invested in. Hypoxia, it's showing up in June through September. It's definitely affected the crab, so we basically close down our crab fishery during the months when we have hypoxic conditions.
In 2019, the federal government designated a Sentinel site off Washington's Olympic coast to focus attention on ocean acidification. The Sentinel site has brought together a broad partnership to help coastal communities understand and prepare for the impacts of human carbon emissions on our regional ocean ecosystem, including Dungeness crab.
I always considered or described this area off our coast here as a black hole for data in the past. There was just nothing. Since that time, we've seen this wonderful enrichment in data sources.
The scientific community has been working with tribal and state resource managers to make sure that we can provide them with forecasts so that people don't go out and put in crab pots and then pull up dead crab because it was hypoxic.
I've seen some light bulbs go off in certain people's faces when they discover that the people and the communities on the coast really do want to know.
Our local fishermen, they all got these. They all got cell phones. From our buoy down south or up north, they'll have that information. So us working to get this information out to our local fishermen has really helped.
I'm cautiously optimistic about the future, but without the science, like, you know, I've got boat payments and mortgage payments and kids to put through school. And I sure hope that whatever we can do to make it good and keep it good, that we can have the science behind us to get out in front of it.
That's what it's going to take to get somewhere with everything, with the climate change, or with the ocean acidification, or the temperatures of the waters. It's going to take everybody at every angle working together to make these changes.
So, Quinault, we've been at the front lines of being stewards of the lands and the resources since the first sun, since time immemorial. Hone, the creator, and he gave a simple message to take care of these lands, take care of these waters, take care of the living things that depend upon them, and you will always be here.